Hello, welcome back to Questing Between Episodes. I have emptied the smeltery of liquid ender, and I have also emptied the drum of liquid ender. That drum is now sitting in the machine's chest, and I used all of those blocks of liquid ender that I created to build a full pyramid for the beacon. This is a 9 by 9 at the base and a 7 by 7 at the bottom for the second layer, and this is like a 5 by 5 for the third layer, and finally a 3 by 3 for the first layer. A very large prominent structure. This beacon is now giving haste 2, or haste, just haste actually, well, yes, it is giving haste 2 in its entirety, I think. Let me check that. I think I actually need to put another ingot in there to get haste 2, not just haste. I may want regeneration actually. Because I already mine things so really fast. So yeah, let me do regeneration as well. Do I get regen now? Yes, I do. Good. So we have haste and regeneration, which I like. Granted, we're not taking much damage in the base, so a beacon may be useful in other places, but still, it's nice to have. This episode, I want to get to 2 very specific quests. I know I said I wasn't going to continue with Industrial Revolution last episode, but I've kind of changed my statement on that. Because I want to get to these 2 quests right here. Of course, locked out by the Soulbinder. So we're going to be making a Soulbinder first and foremost. This will be somewhat useful to capture mob souls in, and eventually we will be able to combine those with a spawner and make auto spawners. But that's not going to, we don't have that capability yet and don't have really any use for auto spawners right now. At the very least because we don't have any way to kill the mobs that we auto spawn in. So this is more just to make it for the sake of making it, but it will be a nice way to collect souls and mobs if we so need to. Convert a broken spawner into a spawner of your choice by using souls in a salt vial of whatever mob you want the spawner to spawn. Broken spawners are obtained by mining a spawner found in vanilla dungeons with a pickaxe. Unlike in vanilla, the spawner will not vanish. Instead, you will get a broken spawner. So this wants us to create a soul binder, which is fairly simple. We need a machine chassis, which we set up automation for basic capacitors last episode. That should not be a problem. We need a zombie head, a skeleton head, a creeper head, and an enderman head. I did check before the episode began. We have all of those heads available. We have an enderman head, a skeleton head, a zombie head, and a creeper head. We can even make 4 or 3 if we so choose. But we're only going to be making 1. There's no real purpose, I don't think, to have more than one soul binder because this is a machine that you will use not en masse or use it as needed for very specific purposes. We're also going to need solarium, which we may or may not have. We have 17, that is amazing. And finally, we will need some chassis plates. How many of those do we have, I wonder? We have 2, and apparently some more in here. We have exactly 3. We're going to need more than that, which is fine. But first, let me grab a basic capacitor from the auto crafter right here. Oh, and I should note, while I was clearing out the area for the beacon, I was clearing up trees, my axe leveled up, and it got a new modifier. That modifier is auto smelt, which I'm not a fan of. It's useful, especially with pickaxes, I suppose, but with trees it's like the worst thing ever, because when you mine a tree, or when you mine a log, it auto smelts it to charcoal. So, like, that's cool and I get XP, awesome. But when I chop down a tree, I want the logs. Yeah. So I went ahead and made a new axe, Mantic second axe. Made it out of, the head is obsidian, iron rod. That's why it's reinforced 3. So doesn't have as much durability as my other axe. Doesn't have as many modifiers, but we'll level it up and get it to where it needs to be. Yeah, that kind of sucks, but that's the disadvantage of having that ability on Tinker's Construct tools, where you get random modifiers. Sometimes you get the modifiers you don't want or don't need, and there are no ways to take those modifiers out, unfortunately. So just have to make a new axe sometimes, but that's fine. Just came unexpected for me. So we need. Where's our iron bars? There's the dark iron bars, but I just want the normal iron bars. Nope. Hold on. Recipe. Man, well, I'll just search it up. Iron bar. Where are you? You're in here, apparently. Oh yeah, I'm just blind. Good to know. And we're going to need just a little bit of iron. A bit more than that. This is really using up a lot of our iron supply, unfortunately, so I may have to do a bit of iron farming in between episodes, but that should be fine, I think. So that gives us 6, and that gives us 9. Perfect. Wrap that around. Machine chassis, and finally, we have a soul binder. Quest complete. So that will give us a reward bag and 16 soul vials. Not even a choice, just gives it to us. Nice. This is a greater reward bag that holds green conveyor belts. Yay! Essentially a dead reward. Although they can be used to item transport, but conduits are just so much better than that. Also, I put all of my excess ender pearls because I had so much that it was overflowing my mob drops chest. So many ender pearls after finishing casting all of them out. I just made another gold chest, and I'll have it auto feed into the ender generator, and I'll just grab ender pearls from there as needed. So again, Soulbinder not going to be getting much use out of, and I really, like in between episodes, I should really figure out a better solution for machines at this point, because I'm not a huge fan of just sticking them like here, but you know what, it's gonna have to do it anyway. So it's fine. But yeah, I'm gonna figure out a better solution for that. Obviously, there's the big areas over here that is kind of vacant right now. I could obviously put machines around here, put the wiring in the floors, but I don't really want to do that. I want to save this area, I think, for power generation, because we will be getting into that more. And I want to save this area for multi-blocks, like big multi-blocks, and they may expand this way as well to make some other rooms. But I'm not sure what those other rooms will be yet. But I still need, so that means I still need a good area for like just general purpose Ender IO type machines. So I'm going to be figuring that out in the near future. But for now, we're just replacing the stone with machines, and it's fine. We can actually get rid of that now. Yeah, get rid of this, and replace it there just to save on a bit of cabling. And since this is going to be likely changed anyway, I'll just replace that with cobblestone. There we go. We now have a soul binder, so as you can see, there's a spot for the soul vials here, and then there's a spot for a spawner here. So let me go outside and see if I can find a mob of any type to capture in a soul vial. Let's see here. I see a creeper over there, which granted is fairly dangerous to have in your pocket, a creeper, but we have regen 2 now, so we have at least regeneration, not regen 2, and the creeper's gone. It's no longer on the map. I suppose a pig will have to do. Assuming I can find a pig. Pig. There you are, pig. So you right click the pig, and you get a soul vial with pig in it. So its health is 10. Right click on a mob to capture its soul. Right click again to release. So essentially, this pig is just stuck in this bottle, or until I let him out, which is fine. It's not captivity, but I mean it is captivity. But you know, oh well. It's a necessary evil. It's not really necessary, but it's necessary in terms of quests. What's even worse now is that I don't actually have a use for this pig right now. Because the uses for this soul vials are fairly limited. You can essentially, well, no, they're not. My mistake. You can combine a broken spawner with a soul vial of your choice of any single mob to put that mob in the broken spawner until you can spawn in mobs, which is nice. But you also need soul vials to capture zombies in, and combine that with the Z-Logic controller, get a Franken zombie, which is used as a crafting ingredient in more advanced recipes. You also need it for the Sentient Ender, when again crafting ingredient in more advanced recipes. We'll be needing that very shortly, actually. My mistake. So we need to capture a witch. You also need an Ender crystals by binding it with an Enderman. Ender crystals used in many various things, including soulbound enchantment. And I didn't know about this one, Ender Veils. Interesting. And also enticing crystal combined with a villager and emerald to get this crafting ingredient used in various other things as well. So it actually, I forgot about those uses, actually, my mistake. So we do have uses for it, not for this pig though, unfortunately. So that's going in there, and we will be using the soul vials in a few moments. These soul vials, by the way, fairly cheap to craft. They require fused quartz, which we have infinite of because we have infinite nether quartz, and require solarium, which again, as a reminder, is gold plus also, so fairly cheap as well. But that unlocks, that's that quest done. And that quest unlocks remote awareness upgrade. This is one of the two quests that I want to get to today. The next quest is unlocked from this quest. This is a function upgrade for item conduits. Allows inventory panels attached to this network to see and extract items from its inventory. See the inventory panel quest, which is one of the quests that unlock on completion of this quest for more information. So essentially, this is an upgrade for item conduits from Ender.io. You attach item conduits to an inventory, you place this upgrade in those item conduits, and it has some very special functions, which I will get to in just a minute once I complete this quest, and once I complete this quest. Now this quest only wants us to make one remote awareness upgrade, and it gives us 5 more remote awareness upgrades, which is very nice because you need one remote awareness upgrade for each inventory you want to attach this to. And, well, each inventory you want to see out of using the inventory panel. So essentially this is a way for the inventory to see the inventory panel to see different inventories that you attach the inventory panel to. You need one remote awareness upgrade for each inventory you want to attach to the inventory panel. I'm saying inventory way too many times. So we're going to need a lot of these because I want to make full use of this inventory panel. I want to have it so I can see and insert and extract in every single chest in my storage room from the inventory panel. Think of it as a really early game. Well, think of it as a cheap man's ME system. So it's very collective, very efficient, very unified storage. And the first step is the remote awareness upgrade. So I've counted. We have about 27 different inventories that I want to attach this to, so that means we need 27 remote awareness upgrades. We get 5 So we need 22. We need to craft 22 remote awareness upgrades to keep that in mind. The remote awareness upgrade has a fairly simple recipe, thankfully. It's silicon, which we have an abundance of, and we can get more as needed. As a reminder, we can sag mill many different things, including sand is probably the best one to do, because we don't have easy access to clay or redstone. And I think that's the only way to get that version of silicon, but we can also get silicon through no other way. Conduit binder is easy enough, that's just grout, so a bunch of more sand and gravel and clay. Electrical steel, we've seen before. It's more silicon and steel. We have a bunch of steel, that's not a problem. And ice vendor. Blaze quartz, we've seen before. And so the main base ingredient for this, to be honest, is just going to be a bunch of cobblestone, which I'm going to turn into sand, which I'm going to turn into gravel, which I'm going to turn into sand. So essentially, my next task is to just start crushing down like stacks upon stacks of cobblestone. That will also require me getting a bunch more cobblestone. So I'm going to cut for a little bit, and I'm going to go mining for essentially just cobblestone at this point. Maybe I should invest sometime soon into a cobblestone generator, but at this point, I mean, some mining couldn't hurt at this point. Okay, I've mined cobblestone, and I've also done some recounting and a bit of math. Found out that we need 23 remote awareness upgrades. We need 28 remote awareness upgrades. We're given 5, so we need to craft 23 remote awareness upgrades. So, found out that we have 23 grout, and remember that conduit binder comes from binder composite, which is just grout. Binder composite creates 4 conduit binder per. Plus, we already have this 26 conduit binder already. So I'm thinking that creating this binder composite and then smelting that will give us more than enough conduit binder, which is good. And I found out that we already have 12 electrical steel, which means we only need 11 more electrical steel, which is why I'm going to put this 11 iron and 11 silicon in the alloy smelter, like so. Or not. Is it? Hold on for a second. Just a second. Right, of course, I need to put iron, coal powder, and silicon in it. My mistake. Until we get the pulverizer, which I'm not sure if I'm going to create or not. At least not right now. It is kind of sucky that the sag mill requires the iron, coal, and coalness and whatnot, but at least it gives us a reason to use the coal dust. Anyway, that will give us the required electrical steel. Yes. And so then all we need left is a bunch of silicon. We need 23 times 3, whatever that is. All I know is that we don't have enough. Even if we use the silicon, nowhere near enough, right? And there's no way to get this. I don't even know how we got that before. Maybe probably throw a reward bag. So this silicon can be obtained through sag milling clay. That gives us an 80% chance, but we don't have a reliable source of clay. And the clay we do have probably has other uses. Clay is fairly valuable and somewhat hard to get, although it is just dust, so maybe. But I don't know. I would feel better if we just sag milled a bit of sand for a 50% chance. Even though that's the less of the 3, I personally would feel better if we just did sand. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take like, we can only do 1 stack at a time, so just 1 stack. I'm going to take 1 stack of cobblestone, and I'm going to push that down into sand. When that sand has been sag milled, we should have maybe enough silicon. If we don't, I can always just sag mill more sand. By that time, the electrical steel should be done, and we can make our required, well, more than our required, but our wanted amount of whatever these are called, awareness upgrades. So sag mill, you get to work. Yes, I realized, but gravel on the sag mill, I'm fixing that now. The sag mill only ate 2 pieces of gravel, so it's not that bad. Don't worry. My mistake. So it turns out that gave me exactly enough to need 3 more silicon for the recipe. So I'm just hoping that these 8 pieces of sand give me those 3 silicon. Oh my god! Thank you. You don't need any more silicon, but you gave 1 to me anyway. Perfect. So now we should be able to make 23 remote awareness upgrades and get 5 extra in return, except for the fact that I need Eyes Vendor, 23 of them to be exact, which is a little bit steep. But it's fine. We need more than a stack of Vendor Pills, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. And then we're going to need a lot of quartz, which is exciting. Completely forgot about that, kind of jumped the horse, but it's fine. All I need to do is stand in the farms for a good little while. Apparently it's not night. And grab like so much quartz. Maybe while I'm doing this in between clips, I can think about exactly how much quartz I need. Maybe. We'll see. Okay. I think I have sufficient quartz now to create all of the quartz that I need to make. If I got my math correct, which I likely did not, but we will see. So that makes 4 blaze quartz, 24 blaze, so 24 eyes of ender, which is, I think, enough. Yes, great. With 1 extra, but that's just because 23 is not a multiple of 4. Well, 4 is not a multiple of 23. So, with that being said, I think we should have everything we need to make. What are we even trying to make? Remote awareness upgrade, right here. Everything? Alright, we're 13 short. All due to the conduit finder, of course. Is that not enough conduit finder? No. We have enough here, maybe, hopefully. Yes, we do. Awesome, that is 23. Make that 28. We wrote awareness upgrades. Very cool. And we get a quick reward bag, and it's a meta reward. I put this in here essentially as a gag. It's a basic reward bag. I put this in here essentially as a gag. There is a very slight chance you saw the probability in that reward bag. It was like the chance of me getting a basic reward bag and an epic reward bag was like 0.23%. And that's true. There's a meta reward in every single tier reward bag. So in an epic reward bag, you always have a chance to get a basic reward bag or grade reward bag or whatever. In a basic reward bag, I do believe you have a chance to get an epic reward bag. You have a chance to get a legendary reward bag. Just something fun. Kind of mix it up a little bit. Go for a laugh. I don't know. This basic reward bag yields golden boots. I have diamond boots. Doing that in the thing. Could have been a worse reward, to be honest, from a basic reward bag. That's like the worst reward bag possible. Anyway. Now we have the inventory panel. This gets us 5 more remote awareness upgrades. Interesting, didn't realize that. Allows remote access to inventories via remote awareness upgrades and item conduits. With this panel, you can see, insert, extract everything in connected inventories. Connected inventories to the inventory panel. You connect inventories to the inventory panel using item conduits with remote awareness upgrades in them. The inventory panel does not require RF to run. Instead, it uses nutrient distillation liquid for power. You can simply right-click it you can simply bucket it in with a right-click. So, as I explained before, this inventory panel is essentially a way to see the contents, see, pull, and insert contents from connected inventories. It is a very, very cool little item. It also has a crafting inventory in it as well. So it's essentially going to be the hub of the base for a very long time. It is, however, somewhat expensive or tedious to craft. Remote awareness upgrade, easy. We have 23 of those already. We're getting another 5 once this quest is complete. Not a big problem. Duck steel, not a problem at all. We have, I do believe, the red duck steel. We have exactly 8 duck steel. That is more than enough. There we go. So let's make, and this, so the advantages of being able to see every single thing in my inventory system is I can also search through my entire inventory system. So that means no more clicking T trying to figure out where something is, or no more looking in, oh, is it in Pipe and Power Plus? No, okay, it must be in technology then. No more of that. It's just, oh, okay, I need a brewing stand. Okay, search a brewing stand. Ah, I have no brewing stands. Let me make one using the ingredients I already have in here without having to ever leave a GUI. It'll increase efficiency tenfold, but again, it's very expensive. Awareness upgrade, easy as well. Well, it wasn't easy, but like we have them, so there you go. Next, I'm going to do the pulsating crystals next. Fluid tank, we're going to have to make another fluid tank. I'm going to 100% do that off camera because it will require me once again for like the 6th time in like 5 episodes going through the entire tank progression line again. That's not going to be no fun. But I'll get that done off camera. Sentient we'll worry about in just a minute. Pulsating crystal is going to be the next easiest thing. It just requires 2 emeralds and 16 pulsating iron. Remember, we need 2 of these. And pulsating iron is obtained from ender pearls and iron ingots. So we just need a stack of ender pearls and 16 iron ingots. Very simple, if you ask me. Very cheap as well. Okay, so once I put this in, we will get to the fun stuff, quote unquote fun stuff. Yeah. So next, besides the fluid tank, is the sentient ender. Sentient ender is a soul binder recipe. Notice that the soul binder also requires RF and levels off the player to craft anything with. So when I put the ender resonator in and the soul vial in, I will need to confirm it and use 10 of my levels. So there's really no good way to automate this. Although I do think you can pipe in experience, liquid experience or something, I don't know. We'll get to the witch in a second. Ender resonator is slice and splice recipes, solarium and enderman head, vibrant alloy, silicon. We have all of that, I do believe. Except for the vibrant alloy, of course, which is not too bad if I remember correctly. I don't think we've made this yet. So it is ender pearls and energetic alloy. Remember, we only need 1 of this item, which is nice. And energetic alloy is redstone, gold, and glowstone. So very simple once again. It's just good. It's just a little bit of extra crafting, but I think that's fine. We just need a piece of gold. And I think this has to be done in either an alloy smelter or a induction smelter. And considering, so we're going to have to wait on that for a little bit until the pulsating iron is done, but that's no biggie. What is a biggie is the witch that's required for this. I need to capture a witch in a soul vial. And that's going to be a process, to say the least. Oh, apparently I did have blaze quartz. I probably should have checked to see if I had literally any of this. Oh well. That may have saved me like 30 seconds in the long run. So yeah, I need to go out and find a witch. and this is essentially up to complete random chance, unfortunately. No good way to spawn in a witch, I do believe. I may, if I have bad luck finding it, I may look it up because I feel like Xvelo does have a way to spawn in a witch. But I mean, I'm not playing a Skyblock world, so might as well just go out some night and see if I can find a witch. And so yeah, I'm just going on a little exploration. I do wish I had the willpower to continue with transportation, but that's of course locked for me because next quest requires Portal Last Millennium in a crafting recipe, and that's a quest, and I want to get there legit, and I don't feel like going to the Nether right now. Maybe into upsets or whatever. I don't know. Later on, not today. So yeah, I need to go on a little bit of a journey and see if I can come across a witch. Before I do that though, before I pack up and leave, let me see how is the pulsing iron doing. Not great, but I can still make one pulsing crystal right now. Now in the default recipe, I do believe this recipe calls for pulsing iron ingots, but pulsing iron nuggets, which is obviously just essentially a ninth of an ingot. And so it's a lot less expensive in vanilla, but I made it, of course, more expensive. Yay, don't you love me for that? So this will be where no, actually we already have an area we're making the inventory panel. Right here. Alright, so we're not too far away. It is just going to take a little while though, so tell you what, I'm going to let this pulsing iron finish, I'm going to make the energetic alloy, and then I'll come back. Actually, you know what? Let's do the energetic alloy like right now once this is done crafting, and then we can make the sentient ender. I can let the pulsing iron go, and while we're making the sentient ender, hopefully it'll be complete. And once we make the sentient ender, I will go and find a witch. That's the plan. Whether or not it's a good plan is not up to me. So instead of stalling for like 5 minutes, I now have to stall for only like 7 seconds. So that's fun. And we are good to go. Thank you. Next, there you go. Okay. So that was for the sentient ender, or more specifically, the ender resonator, which is vibrant alloy, with an ender pearl and energetic alloy. So I will need to borrow the alloy smelter once again real fast, but that's fine. At least I think. We'll need to stall a little bit more, but oh well. There you go. Get that pulsing iron out there. How long are you gonna take? You're gonna take a little bit of time, aren't you? Okay, that's fine. And so once this is done, that will go into the slice and splice, which is right next to us, thank goodness, with some silicon, enderman head, all that fun stuff. And we are good to go. You can go back in there, perfect. Now slice and splice, here you are. Need some silicon, and we need some solarium. Silicon should be in processed resources, yes. 1, 2. And we need solarium, 1, 2. And finally we need an enderman head. Thank goodness somehow we had like 6 enderman heads. Don't know how that happened. I don't feel like I killed many endermen, but here we go. Solarium, more silicon, go. Yes, you're just gonna take a little while, that's fine. And then that will be combined with the witch and the soul binder. Once I find a witch, which I will do right now. Okay, I have gotten very lucky. I am underneath the magical forest found in several episodes ago now, in a cave, looking for witches. This is like 10 minutes after the last Found a witch. I was expecting this to take like upwards of an hour. The only problem is I am about to die, and I have not captured it in a soul vial yet. I just need to record this so I can say that I got a witch. Soul vial, that witch up, please. Thank you. No time for lag, please. Okay, we now have a witch. Great. Okay. Very, very good. I was coming out of a cave after not finding a witch, and when I came to the entrance, I found a witch. What are the odds? Great. So let me head back home and finally make this inventory panel. See you back home. Okay, back home. Now I have a fluid tank ready to go when we need that. But first, let me take. I put it in valuables, I do believe. Yes, the witch soul vial. We will combine that with the resonant ender, I do believe it's called, in the soul binder right here. And so you'll see here that yes, all the ingredients are in, but it's not going. You'll see that there's 0 out of 10 right here, and you'll see that there's this player button that says use player XP. And if you take a look, I have 22 levels. I now have 15 levels. It took 10 of my experience, and that calculates however much it needs. It takes from my inventory, and the soul binder gets to work. It creates a sentient, and we get our soul vial back as well, which is nice. But this is a very advanced, this is like a very high tier crafting item used in like high tier blocks. Essentially only for 2 things actually, including the Agricraft farming station, which is a quest for later on. But anyway, if we put that right here, I do believe, we also, no, it would be in the middle because the fluid tank goes here. And then we need also an emerald, one less emerald. Surround that with the pulsating iron. We get another pulsating crystal. And apparently also pulsating iron nuggets, I don't know. And that gives us the inventory panel. Remote access to inventories via remote awareness upgrades in the item conduits offers uses nutrient distillation power offers a persistent crafting grid. That is a quest complete in Industrial Revolution. It's not in storage because at the point where I was making this quest, I was making Industrial Revolution in just one update. I didn't realize that there was going to be a storage quest line in the pack, so I put this inventory panel in in Industrial Revolution. And if I were to remake this pack as a perfect pack, I will put it in storage. But oh well, the way the cookie crumbles, I suppose. So now, what we can do is we need to attach item conduits to all of these chests. Luckily, we have a lot of item conduits, which is nice. So we can, I think I want the inventory panel to be right here. So I'm going to put item conduit there and attach the inventory panel to it. I do believe that the best way for this to go is to do in and out. That way, the pipes can send items to the inventory panel, so we can take them out from the inventory panel, and we can also send items back via the inventory panel. And so now comes the question of just how do we want to do this per se. I think the best way, well, first I'm going to essentially need to rip out all of this and create just kind of a space behind here. And now there's a nice little crawlway behind all the storage, too wide so the conduits have a place to go and we also have a place to walk. It does kind of cut out into this area here, but I'll do something about that later. And remember that the storage area probably isn't going to be permanent. I'm probably going to expand it sometime later on down the road, so I'll deal with that when I do. But for now, we can do the exciting thing and just attach item conduits to all of these inventories. Not going to want to do it for the furnaces though, because I don't think there's really going to be a need to see what's in a furnace. We don't use them that often, and I pretty much at this point only use crystal furnace anyway. And we can actually save on a bit of conduit by only attaching one conduit to double chests. I don't even know how the inventory panel would sort itself out if two conduits are attached to a double chest. I don't know how that works. I don't know if it does sort itself out. Maybe it just explodes. I don't know. I will come back around. Oh, that's weird. Didn't like that. I will come back around and like mess with the input and output door of this. And once I actually get the conduit routed. Now for the storage drawers, I'm not going to attach them to anything. I'm not going to attach the conduits to any individual one except for the Java barrel because that's not attached to anything. I'm instead just going to attach one conduit to the drawer controller because I do believe, if I recall correctly, which I may not, that attaching a conduit to the drawer controller will just automatically see everything that's inside all the attached drawers. So I don't think I need anything for all of the storage drawers, but maybe I do. I'll figure that out momentarily. There seems to be a bit of lag going on right now. We are putting down a lot of entities because these conduits aren't always the most lag friendly. They're lag friendly in the sense that you don't see the items running around in them, which is nice, but they are tile entities, and enough tile entities can kind of lag out a little bit in my experience, but I don't think it should cause much of an issue. And finally, these chests over here. Perfect. Glad we had enough item conduit. I was a little bit worried about that. And so I think the next step is to set all of these inventories. This is a problem. I can't get out. Help. Let me melt this like above. That should work fine. Next step, I think, is for me to put all of these to in and out. Maybe. Well, let's just test it with like the default on extract. I see. So let's do extract. And what are they set to? Redstone signal. And so if I put a remote awareness upgrade right here, right click the inventory panel with fusion installation to power it, I see all of the things in the obsidian chest. Very, very cool. And so as you can see, there's also like a crafting grid here, and then you return it. The return area is back there, although it doesn't seem to be returning necessarily, which is interesting. Do I need to? Is there something about? Let's see. In and out. Now are you returning? Yes, you are. Interesting. Will you do it again? Maybe? Maybe is the answer to that. Oh, extract. Always active. What about now? Ah. And then they go back. Okay, so I just need to set this to in and out extract. Always active. And then the rest, perhaps. Let's see. If I put Ferris in the strong box, put a remote awareness upgrade on it. This is extract always active. This is set to extract always active. And I see Ferris. I can. That 49 Ferris. 49 Ferris. Amazing. Now I wonder where that Ferris will go. Will it go back in here. Yeah, it looks like it. Now what if I take a miniature yellow hut, put a awareness upgrade in here. So now I can see there's a leather strap in there. Let me make sure I can see a leather strap. I can, good. And if I put a miniature yellow hut in there, where does that end up going? It does not go in there. It goes instead here. Very interesting. And perhaps a problem. My chests may or may not get very disorganized with this setup. Unless I do like a really complex and, at the end of the day, unmanageable sorting system, which I'm not looking forward to. But I think I'll just deal with that as it comes. So what I have to do now is just put a remote awareness upgrade in each of these. Shouldn't be that hard of a thing to do. And then we will have an automatic, then we'll have a central storage system, which will be very, very cool. Alright, let me get to work. Okay, I've put all the awareness upgrades in the chests, and it looks like we have a functional inventory panel now, which is amazing. So I can just dump all of my stuff from my inventory into the inventory panel. It'll sort itself out, most likely in the nearest chest, unfortunately, which kind of sucks, especially considering if I do ever run out of nutrient distillation, which I do believe. So I put 1,000 millibuckets in. So far, we're down to 987. So it doesn't go like super fast, which is nice. And obviously we'll have to craft it later on down the line. Don't put my Questbook in there, nor my carrots. So we'll have to figure that out later down the line. Nutrient distillation is made through the vat. We need water, and then various different materials. We could use mushrooms, which I will likely use considering they give 1.5. And we have bombs for them. We're not using them for anything else. So we need mushrooms or netherwort or whatever, and also some type of body part thing. So it could be meat, it could be rotten flesh, it could be a head. Heads are kind of rare to come by though, although they do give 2 times the normal amount. Zombie brains actually. Oh, why are you? Alright, well, this may be okay. So now are you going to? Let's see. If I take. I'm just curious at this point. If I take conveyor belts and put them there, do I still have 8 conveyor belts? Yes. 8 conveyor belts. Now where are they? Is the question. Would they be back in machines and parts? No. They are in crafting, of course, so it kind of just goes to a random chest. Not sure how much of a fan I am about that, but again, even the inventory panel is temporary because it is going to be replaced by the ME system whenever we get to that, which is in a few quests in terms of storage quest line. But I'm not planning to get to the ME system in a while. Just the way it goes. Now, if you wanted to negate this side effect of the inventory panel just putting items in any random chest, you could set up an elaborate sorting system with like iron filters. Or, okay, if you only have iron ingots going into this chest, set a filter on the iron ingot chest to only accept iron ingots. Or you could use only storage drawers or barrels for your storage system and lock those barrels so only dirt can go in the dirt drawer and whatnot. That way, whenever you put dirt back through the inventory panel, it will only put dirt back in the dirt drawer. I may want to do that for all of these drawers in terms of, like, I may want to lock all those drawers, just so we don't get like a random shovel or whatever in this drawer over here. But that's something for me to think about later on down the line. And it'll also take me a long time to get used to the fact that I don't have to go searching through chests to find, for instance, stone. Instead, I can just search it, and it's right there. And I can also see, hey, do we have any doors laying around? No, but we have trap doors. That's not ideal. But we do have this acacia log, which I can just turn into a wooden door right there. So, I think it works out well. I'm going to end this episode here. Thank you for watching this video.